Many of us don't just have to do our own estate plans. We have to take care of our parents as they age. In order to do a good job at that, you need to know what plans your parents have in place, what plans you need to help them get in place, and how to use those plans when the time comes. This is important for a lot of reasons, but the main one is the worst time to do estate planning is when there's a crisis. It's much better to have these conversations ahead of time, especially when everybody's feeling well. In today's video, I'm going to give you 10 legal questions to ask your aging parents. Hey, I'm Liza Hanks, and welcome to my channel. I've spent 20 years as an estate planning attorney, and I know for certain that you have enough financial savvy and education right now to get this job done right. Don't let yourself be intimidated or overwhelmed by attorneys or by the estate planning process. You've got this. So here are 10 of the most important legal questions you can ask your parents about their estate plan and some suggestions on ways to frame the questions so they don't feel threatening. Number 1, hey, mom and dad, do you have a will or a trust already? Number 2, if you do, where is it stored? Caution here, sometimes parents feel private about this stuff. So you don't necessarily want to read it, you just want to know where to find it when the time comes. Number 3, if your parents don't have a plan in place, ask them how you can help them get started to create one. I think the best way to frame this is, hey mom and dad, I want to be able to help you when the time comes. I need these documents so that we can pay your bills, so that we can make sure you have adequate care, so that we could keep you in your house if that's what you want. Number 4, do you have a durable power of attorney or an advanced healthcare directive in place, right? This is different than a will or a trust. I call these the not dead yet documents. These are documents that everyone needs so that when they get sick or hurt, other people can do things like pay their bills, make medical decisions for them if they can't make them for themselves, and at the end of life, make decisions about whether you do or don't want artificial life support. Sometimes parents don't like to talk about this because it hits pretty close to home. I mean, nobody likes to get sick or to contemplate not being able to manage their own affairs. But without these documents in place, it's impossible to help an elderly parent maintain their independence or integrity. So that's what I would talk to them about. If the answer to these questions is yes, please ask your parents where these documents are and ask if you can get a copy of them if you've been named as their agent. Unlike a will or a trust, these are documents you want to get your hands on quickly if there's a crisis. If there's a car accident, if there's a sudden illness, or who knows, say a pandemic, you want these documents at your fingertips to help your parents. Without them, you won't be able to call the hospital and get information about their medical situation. You won't be able to pay their bills. You won't be able to pay their rent. So this is a good one to have as your parents get older in your hands. If the answer to this question is no, then you want to find out how you can help your parents get these documents and put them in place. Durable powers of attorney and advanced healthcare directives are available in many places for free. In California, where I practice, there's a simple one-page power of attorney that's in our probate code that you can download from many places on the internet. And the AARP has downloadable free advanced directives for every state in the country. Do you know whether your parents have an estate plan in place? I'm curious. Comment yes or no. Number 7 isn't really a legal question, but it's a helpful one. It's really good to find out what kind of bills your parents are paying on a monthly basis so that if they get sick or hurt, you can make sure that those bills continue to get paid. Number 8, also not technically a legal question, but really important if you're taking care of an elder adult. What medications do you take, daily, weekly, or monthly? Because if your parent gets sick and they're not in a hospital or in the town where their doctor is, it can be really difficult to find out what kind of medications they need to be taking on a regular basis. You know, in that early emergency situation, it's really good to have a list of medications available so you can advise doctors taking care of your parents what they need to keep stable. Number 8.5, who are your parents' doctors? Again, a lot of older parents will have more than one physician. They may have a cardiologist, they may have a neurologist, they may have a general practitioner, and all of these doctors will know important health information about your parents if they fall ill. So it's always a good idea to know how to contact these people in a crisis. Number 9, talk to your parents about who they would want to have notified if they become sick, or who they would like to invite to their memorial service if they die. If this is a comfortable conversation, not all parents can have this. But connected to this is finding out if they're willing to share their passwords with you for their computers, such as email, online bill paying, and the like. It can be really difficult to care for an aging parent when you don't have these passwords. And number 10, it's a really hard conversation to have, but I guarantee you, you'll be happy you had it if you can talk to your parents about what they want for end-of-life care. Because if you're in a position to have to make that decision for them, they can't tell you what they want then. And it will give you peace of mind to know what they do or don't want at end of life. Now that you know more about how to talk to your aging parents about their estate plan, you may have more general estate planning questions. Please download my guide in the link below to get a list of the top 10 estate planning tips for women. This guide is all about empowering and engaging women so that you're not overwhelmed or intimidated by estate planning. Also, be sure to watch this video next, where I give estate planning tips for women. Watch this video, and I'll see you there.